1953, classified as a second felony offender, offense, indecent behavior with a juvenile. Sentencing date, November 12, 2020. Sentenced to 6 years hard labor, 3 years suspended. Parole date is February 19, 2022. Good time is not eligible. Full term is November 19, 2022. Is this information correct, sir?
Well,
Richland, is there any way you could turn up the volume so that way he can hear?
I have it wide open in here. He can hear it.
Mr. Berry, are you able to hear what's being said?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear what y'all saying, but I can't understand exactly what you're talking about.
She's telling you what your sentence is and what the charges you are in jail for.
Yes, yes, sir. Okay.
Did you hear what she said?
Yes, sir. I heard her.
Okay, and is that accurate?
Yes, sir. I guess it is. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Jackson.
Good afternoon, Mr. Berry. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
All right, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm going to be asking you some questions about your case and your situation. First, how old are you?
I'm 68.
You're 68.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any health issues, Mr. Berry?
Any what?
Health issues?
Yes, ma'am. I'm taking medicine. I got blood pressure. I got blood pressure going on right now, and I have some other stuff going on that I'm taking medicine for.
What's some of that other stuff?
It's like a kidney infection. Like
That's okay. That's okay. How far did you go in school, Mr. Berry?
I went to the 9th grade.
Okay, and what kind of work did you do in your life?
Well, I worked mostly. I worked in the oil field. I worked on drilling rigs, on land rigs, and I worked offshore some.
All right, I want to talk to you a little bit about, first, how long have you been in jail, in prison?
I've been here for 18 months.
Okay. What happened in your case? How did you end up in prison?
Well, what happened? It's kind of a long story.
Let's make it short, okay? We're not gonna make it too long.
Okay, all right. Well, my
Daughter?
oh, that's it. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Well, let me ask you some questions that might help some.
Okay.
How old was your daughter when you got these charges?
She was 15, I think.
All right. And were you allowing her to drink and to smoke marijuana?
No, ma'am. She was doing it. She was doing it, and I told her mother about it. She was doing it, and she wanted to go to her cousin's house, my ex-wife's sister's house, and her daughter was doing it. And I told her that I don't think that was a good idea. I told my wife that my daughter's mother, I don't think that's a good idea because they do that stuff for her. She does it, and she don't know to be around it. At least as much of that stuff as possible. She don't need to be around that kind of stuff. And that's what, she got mad at me about. She was thinking that I told her mother not to let her go over there. But I just told her it wasn't a good idea if she went over there to her, to spend time. But
so Mr. Berry, you're just in jail because your daughter got mad at you because you didn't want to go to somebody else's place. Is that correct?
Well, yes, ma'am. That's what it really boils down to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
So when she said that you have been supplying her with alcohol and marijuana, that's not correct. Is that what
No.
you're saying?
Yes, ma'am. I'd never give her stuff like that. But she was getting that from her mother's sister's daughter. They had a daughter. They were the same age, and she was telling her what she would do at school. You know, skip school and go get go to drinking, and you know, get the boys to come get them from school and stuff. And I couldn't. I told her mom, I thought I wouldn't let her go over there if I was you. I said, I mean, that's between you and her, you know. And she didn't let her go. And so she got mad at me, and my daughter got mad at me and, told a bunch of stuff on me.
Okay. So you don't remember talking to the police about your case?
Yes, I think they come here one time. The police come over
Now,
here one time.
I mean, when you got arrested, did the police ask you some questions about what happened?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, and they never questioned you, they just came and arrested you. They never got your side of the story. Is that what you're saying?
They just said they had a warrant for my arrest.
Okay, all right. And where are you incarcerated, Mr. Berry?
Ma'am,
Where are you incarcerated right now? No, they're gone.
Stand by, we're trying to
all right, Jay, try it again.
All right, Miss Berry, we got you back.
Yes,
If you
ma'am.
got out of jail, where would you live?
I would go over to my house at 53 Berry Road in Rayville.
And where does Jessica live?
Uh, uh,
Isn't that your daughter?
Oh,
What's your daughter?
yes, ma'am, Jessie. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't remember Jessica. Yes, ma'am. She's with her mother.
You would not be living in the same house with Jesse, is that correct? Mr. Berry? I think they're frozen.
We may have lost him again.
Could we proceed by phone? Would that be acceptable? If we can get them
Sure.
on phone, we'll try
Yeah.
that.
All right. Have Mr. Berry come back.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Berry, when you get out of jail, will you be living in a different house from Jessica?
Oh, yes, ma'am. My oldest son, got her mother and them a trailer house, and put it down there somewhere in Columbia.
All right, so they're not even in the same area that you're in right now, is that right?
Yes, ma'am, that's right. No, they in a different parish.
Okay. All right, well, that's all I have, Mr. Berry, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Somebody else might have some questions for you.
Ms.
though.
Renata, any questions?
I have no questions.
Is there anyone there at Richland? I think Lieutenant Graham is there. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Berry?
As far as I know, there's nothing on Mr. Berry as far as write-ups or anything, to my knowledge.
Thank you.
Yes,
Mr. Berry, is there anything is there anything you'd like to tell the parole board before we decide what to do today?
Well, just, I hope y'all take into consideration, that, and let me get paroled out, and, I'll do whatever y'all want me to do, do the parole board and stay at home, or I'll do whatever it says to do on it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Berry. Appreciate your
Thank you.
comments. Is the board ready to vote?
Yes, I am.
Ms. Jackson?
All right, Mr. Berry, I'm glad that you and Jesse will not be living in the same house. I don't think that's a good situation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Also, I don't think you're going to get any more benefit out of being in jail because there aren't any programs for you to complete where you are.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a minor prior criminal history. Your risk level is low. And Jessie herself says that she thinks you've spent enough time in jail for what you've done. And so for those reasons, I would grant your early release.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Ms. Renatza?
Mr. Berry, my vote also is to grant your parole based on the victim is not opposed to your early release and the low risk score. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Berry, you have 2 votes to grant your parole. My vote will be the same as my colleagues for the same reason. Your parole has been granted, so good luck to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate y'all, all of y'all.
Mr. Marabella, can we please close?
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. He was sentenced November 12th of 2020. This hearing took place July 2021. He was at first, a DA says, I'm going to give you 6 years with 3 years suspended. Then he ends up serving like a year. Not even. His charge was indecent with a juvenile. It's his own daughter. What does it even mean? We don't have information, but I can tell you, we've seen enough of these hearings to know it is bad. They don't just give you prison time. He could have gotten the book thrown at him. He could have gotten, and instead they just give him little, here, let me give you little taps on your wrist. 6-year sentence with 3 suspended, and he ends up serving less than a year. The board thinks that he should get out. Why? You don't think that he's going to harm other people? It's his own daughter. Low risk score. Low risk score. What are you even talking about? What did I even just hear? Can't make it up. It's insanity. I gotta tell you, when you see this stuff, you just say it's mad. Like, we're the crazy ones because we obviously see some common sense in the insanity here. Because, like, I mean, the DA obviously thought that 3 years was okay. The judge obviously thought that. The parole board's like, whatever, actually, you should get out in 9 months. Low risk score. What do you think? What do you think? It's frustrating. You know, you feel like you're the one that's gone mad, but and I bet you he hears fine. The connection was fine. We've seen and caught these roaches doing this manipulation all the time. We've caught it all. If you watch enough of these hearings, you'll probably pick up on it and know that I'm not just being like facetious. They really do. They're very manipulative. They know when not to hear. They know how to play the language barrier or whatever it is. They play those cards. He didn't even take any. He blamed it. Oh, the this and that. He didn't even like own up to it. And then to say, well, your daughter's okay with it. She's a little baby. Come on, man. You have to protect the daughter. You have to protect the 15-year-old from her father. Don't listen to anything that she says. It has nothing to do with it. She needs protection. And I would say, oh, well, why is the DA not here? But screw the DA. The DA, the DA did 3 years suspended. Oh, these are jokes. There's no reason he should be free. You have to protect people. You have to protect babies. It's things like this that make me, it just shakes my head. Now, this hearing took place in 2020. There's COVID. They probably had mandates. You have to empty the prison, costs, like who knows what's going on, because I mean, we have seen cases where they would not let, so I just don't know how this works. None of it makes sense. But anyways, if you didn't see it, you might not believe it. And with that, I'll let you go.